Alright, guys, so UFC 314 just ended yesterday, and there was a lot of good fights, a lot of good finishes, and a lot of rising prospects making their move in the UFC. We're going to be we're going to be matching up most of like the fun fighters that I find from the card. A lot of the ones that have a clear matchup that I think they can make, and we're going to be matching them up on this video. First, we have Marco Tulio. He just dispatched Trayshawn Gore. Trayshawn Gore, I'm not including him on this list because I think the next matchup he should have is being kicked out from the UFC. I don't think he's that good. But Marco Tulio dispatched him, made him look easy. So we got a good matchup for Marco Tulio. We're going to be giving him the Gerald Mearshart test. If Marco Tulio could dispatch Gerald Mearshart with ease, then it shows that he really belongs here in the upper echelon of the middleweight division. And it could be a good fight for Gerald Mearshart as well. I mean, I'm a big fan of Gerald Mearshart, and I think a lot of his fights are really fun and exciting. I think this can be a banger. You could put this on the prelims of a like a packed card. I wouldn't put this in the Apex because I do think this would be a really really good fight, and I think the crowd deserves to watch this one. Next, Mikhail Zaitchik, one of the new fighting nerds. So I mean, he's got the fighting nerds plot armor, and it was a complete mismatch with Cedricus Dumas. Mikhail Zaitchik got the knockout pretty easily. I don't understand why anyone would ever say that that was a bad stoppage. I mean, it was 34 unanswered strikes in a row. So Mikhail Zaitchik, absolute dominance against Cedricus Dumas, and we got a good matchup for him. He's gonna be taking on Jacob Malkouen. Honestly, this would just be a really fun matchup. Both guys got a lot of power in their hands. Someone's guaranteed to get knocked out in this fight, and I think this would be really fun. I mean, you could put him on a main card of a fight night, and this would honestly bring a lot of eyes. Not many people know who either of these guys are since they usually fight earlier on the card. But I think they deserve a shot on the main card of a fight night. I think this would be a really fun one. Julian Erosa, he dispatched Darren Elkins. Darren Elkins didn't really look like he deserved to be there, honestly. Darren Elkins, I know he was on a two-fight winning streak before this fight, but in this fight, honestly, he really didn't. He looked slow, he looked unathletic, and I don't think he should be in the UFC anymore, even though he just lost one in a row. I think the UFC should come in and tell him, like, listen, man, like, I think your time's up. Like, we'll pay out the rest of the contract, but I don't think you should be fighting in here anymore. So this was a little bit of not like a mismatch. I mean, Julian Rosa is good, but like he's been fighting older guys. He hasn't been fighting any top up and coming contenders. So I'm going to be matching him up against Alex Caceres. Julian Rosa, he's not the type of guy like he's not even really a gatekeeper. I think they're just keeping him in here at this point just to have fun fights. And a guy like Alex Caceres is in the same position here. Neither of these guys will ever be champion. They'll probably never even crack the top 15. But for sure, this is going to be a great fight. It's going to be a fun one for sure. So that's why I'm matching these two up against each other. Chase Hooper just beat Jim Miller. 3 rounds. He went to the decision. I had it included in the stats that Jim Miller hasn't been submitted in 13 years. I thought Chase Hooper would get that submission, but he didn't. But he was dominating him in the jiu-jitsu department. His grappling is really, really good, especially to do that to someone like Jim Miller, who has one of the highest level grappling in the lightweight division as well. Very impressive win for Chase Hooper. I mean, we all knew he would win, but this was a pretty dominant performance by Chase. And yeah, we're gonna see what's next for him. We're gonna be matching him up with Drew Dober. So Chase, he's still a young guy, and they pushed him a little bit too fast when he was in featherweight, and he accumulated some losses. But in lightweight, we're gonna be taking our time with him. We're not gonna get him a ranked fight yet, but Drew Dober, if he beats him, he would be right on the edge of getting that ranked fight, and I think it would be a fun matchup. It's Geeked versus Locked In. Drew Dober's locked in. Chase Hooper geeked. You know, he's a gooner. He said it himself. He was gooning all camp. Uh, I think this would be a really fun match, and I think it would be a good matchup for Drew Dober as well because Drew Dober now he's chinned what 2 in a row. Yeah, the one against Manuel Torres, that was a bad knockout. I know Chase Hooper has good striking, like he's been showing it off recently, but we'll see if he has. If he could put away Drew Dober, man, that would be really like it would be a good step up for Chase Hooper to show off. You know, like, hey, I'm not just this jiu-jitsu guy. I actually have some striking in here too. So I think this would be a really good test for both of these guys, and it would be a good matchup overall. Verna Jandradoba. She just dominated Yan Xiaonan, grappling for 3 rounds and had a pretty locked in armbar right at the end of the last round. And yeah, not much to say. I mean, she absolutely dominated Yan Xiaonan and showed that her grappling is levels above Yan's. Pretty straightforward. I mean, she just beat the number one contender. I think she deserves a shot at the belt. I mean, I don't think this matchup's going to be super fun. I don't think it's going to sell many pay-per-views there. I think you could do it like the main event of like a China fight night or something. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. I don't think there's many people that are going to dispute this. I think she deserves a shot at the belt. Dan Ige, what a performance from Dan Ige. He really he showed that he's good when it comes to fighting someone who's a lot taller and a lot rangier than him. He's able to get in close and use his boxing, body shots, head shots, and he had a really, really good performance. A little bit of a questionable stoppage in round three, but overall, very good performance against Sean Woodson. So Dan Ige in a really weird spot now because he's basically fought the who's who of the featherweight division, and most of the guys who's ranked above him, he's lost to, and most of the guys who's ranked below him, he's beaten. So it's kind of tough where to rank him. I don't think Dan at this age with his trajectory that he's gonna have a chance of becoming the champ. So I think you just keep him around as somewhat of a gatekeeper and keep him in very exciting fights. So that being said, we're gonna give him Super Sadiq Youssef. Youssef is ranked below him right now. Youssef's not ranked right now, but he's under the top 15. Uh, Youssef hasn't fought since his knockout loss from Diego Lopez on UFC 300. And I don't know if the guy wants to stay active, he should take a fight. He should start fighting more. I think the UFC should start forcing these guys to fight at least like once every year and a half. But it's going to be a year and a half now that Sadiq Youssef hasn't fought. I know Danige likes to get in there and he likes to stay active. Um, yeah, so I think he's going to make a pretty quick turnaround. I mean, I don't think he took too much damage against Charles Woodson. He might want to take like a month off, but I think he's going to get right back into training. And I think a matchup against Sadiq Youssef would be a really fun one. Yeah, I think this is a good matchup for both guys. So Sean Woodson, this guy looks like he crawled out of someone's nightmares. He's such a weird looking fighter, but honestly, a very fun fighter to watch. He looked alright in this fight. I mean, I think even if the third round would have ended, I think Danige would have won. I thought he lost round one. I think maybe he could have done enough to win round two, so I had a 1-1 going into the third, but the momentum was all for Danige, and Danige, even if he didn't get that knockout, he would have won that third round. But, I mean, this guy just got robbed, honestly. But I think both judges had it 10-9, 10-9 for both rounds for Dan Ige. All three judges had it Dan Ige winning 2-0. So either way, this guy would have lost. So let's see what's next for him. We're going to be matching Sean Woodson up with Duho Choi. I think this will be a really fun matchup. I love watching Duho Choi's fights. He's such a dog. He brings the fight every time. And Sean Woodson, it would be hard for him to use his evasive footwork against someone like Duho Choi's super, super aggressive, like Danny Gay style of aggressiveness. And I think we're going to see one of these guys getting flatline KO'd in a fight like this, which would be really, really fun. Sean Woodson coming off his quotation quote unquote first KO loss. I mean, I don't really think it counts as a KO loss, but on paper, yes. He's never been KO'd, but this is a quote unquote KO loss that he just suffered last week. I think in this fight, Duo Choi has what it takes to actually put his lights out, and that would be so fun to watch. I would also like to see Sean Woodson striking against someone like Duo Choi. I don't know. Overall, I think this will be a super fun matchup, a really fun fight, and I look forward to seeing something like this. Dominic Reyes, man, you got to freaking feel for this guy, man. He was on a 3-fight knockout losing streak, 4-fight losing streak, and he turns back the clock, man. Now he's on a 3-fight knockout winning streak. Just put away Nikita Krylov with a step back right hand, two hammer fists to finish the job. Wow, what a performance from this guy. I'm very, very, very surprised that he didn't get the performance of the night or the performance bonus. They ended up giving it to Gene Silva, Patty Pimblett, and the fight of the night went to Michael Chandler. Not Michael Chandler. It went to Volkanovski and Diego Lopez. I don't know, man. I feel like Dominic Reyes deserved it too. He was the underdog and he got a round one flatline KO. Like, how much better can you get? Gene Silva was utter dominant, so I understand why he got it, and Paddy Pimblett too was utter dominance. But I mean, Dominic Reyes' performance was just as good as either of those guys. I mean, how much more dominant can you get from a round one flatline KO as an underdog? So let's see what's next for him. I'd like to see Dominic Reyes fight the winner of Johnny Walker and Azamat Mirzakhanov. These guys are fighting next week, and I think this is an interesting matchup. Especially Johnny said, like on his Instagram, he's still talking about like getting the belt and everything like that. And honestly, if he beats an undefeated Azamat Mirzakhanov, I mean, he's still in the top 15 of the light heavyweight division. But I don't think like it pushes him to the top 10. Um, anyways, him versus Azamat, it's gonna be a good match, and I'd like to see Dominic Reyes fight the winner. I hope Johnny Walker wins because Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker would be such a fun matchup. But if it's not, I mean, you put Dominic Reyes versus Azamat Mirzakhanov, it's still a fun matchup, and it's a good test for both guys. So I look forward to seeing this. Jean Silva, like I said, man, this guy, what a performance from this guy. I didn't think he would get a submission, but he ended up getting lucky in that ninja choke submission. And I think MMA Guru touched on this, but I saw it too. In round one, I think he put Bryce out for a second with that guillotine. I was screaming. I was like, he's out, he's out, he's out. And they started moving. I was like, what? His hand went limp for a second. And then, like, when Bryce stood up, like, he looked really confused. So I think in round one he actually put him out for a second, but this was such a fun fight. The build up was so fun, and the UFC I think has a future star in John Silva. So we're gonna see what trajectory he goes on in his upcoming fights. I'm gonna be matching him up with grappling ace Aljamain Sterling. We saw John Silva get a submission against Bryce Mitchell. No one really expected that, but I mean, even though John Silva did stuff most of Bryce's takedown attempts, I would like to see how he faces against Aljamain Sterling. If John Silva is going to be a champ in this division, he's going to need to fight someone who's very grappling heavy, and Aljamain is definitely that guy. So I think this would be a super fun matchup. I think there's a lot of possibilities for John Silva to get that knockout against Aljamain. There's a lot of possibilities for Aljamain to get the submission against John. I think this would be really fun. It's a good matchup for both guys. You could throw this on a pay-per-view card. Um, Overall, like this is super fun, fun build up, fun matchup, and maybe we could see this fight in Brazil. I mean, Dana hinted at a Brazil card coming up soon. I know João Silva is gonna get married soon, so he might take some time off. But yeah, maybe we could see this fight on a Brazil card in like 6 7 months. Now, Bryce Mitchell, Doug Nasty. What do we do with him? He just got ninja choked by Jean Silva. Honestly, listen, the guy's losing to guys like Ilya Topuria, Josh Emmett, I mean Josh Emmett, if he catches anyone, even a fucking middleweight, he'll knock him out. And Gene Silva now. So he's losing to very good fighters, especially like Ilya Topuria. Like no one's gonna fault him for losing to him. And Gene Silva, who knows? Like we'll see where he ends up. But if Gene Silva ends up future champ, like he's oh yeah, well, obviously he fought Bryce Mitchell on the way up. So, I mean, I don't think this takes too much away from Bryce. I mean, he wasn't able to really employ his game plan, but he had some really good side kicks to the leg, side kicks to the body. Just he's not powerful, man. Like he doesn't have any power in his shots. Like Gene Silva's shots are way more powerful than Bryce's, and Bryce I think only has like 6% of his wins coming by knockout, and I think it was a TKO. Um, I think he should stick to his grappling and we're gonna see his next. So matchup. I'm gonna match up Bryce Mitchell with Patricio Pitbull. Patricio Pitbull fought on the same card. He fought Yair, and I think this would be a really fun matchup. Both guys would be able to showcase their skill set. It's not gonna be a fight like Pitbull was kind of like screwed in his fight. Like he was fighting someone from the like Yair was fighting from the outside, and Pitbull couldn't really get in. He's a shorter, stockier opponent. He couldn't use his wrestling, couldn't use his grappling, and Patricio's a very, very good grappler. If you've seen his fights in Bellator, he's an extremely good high-level black belt, and so is Bryce Mitchell. So I think this fight would be really fun grappling matchup. As someone who's a grappler himself and enjoys watching grappling matchups, I think this would be super fun. And Patricio has a lot of power in his hands too, so we could even see a knockout from Patricio. I think this would be a better fight for him. And Patricio, like I said, he I don't think he has what it takes to be in the top five of the UFC featherweight division because he didn't look too good against Yair. But I mean, this fight would show if he has what it takes to be in the top 15 of the UFC featherweight division. And Bryce, it would show like, is this guy still want to be here? Does this guy still want to fight in the top 15 in the featherweight division? And I think honestly, if this fight happens, it would be a really close one, and it would be really really fun. So I hope UFC makes this matchup. Now Yair's in a tough spot here because he just lost to Brian Ortega, but now he just beat Patricio Pitbull pretty dominantly. Who's champ right now? It's Volk, and Yair lost to him already. So it's a little bit of a tough spot. You don't really know what to do with Yair. I mean, does he get a title shot after his next fight? I don't know. I don't really think so. But I think there's two really good matches that we could foresee for him. So in the build-up of this fight, Yair had some beef with Diego Lopez. I don't know if they settled it or not, but I think I'd like to see that fight. Honestly, I think it would be a really fun striking matchup, and maybe the build-up could be a little bit interesting. Maybe they could do it as a main event in Guadalajara. I know they're doing a card there soon, and it would be a good fight for Diego Lopez, a good fight for Yair Rodriguez. And honestly, overall, it would be a really fun striking matchup. Even if Diego Lopez could get the fight to the ground, Yair has some good jiu-jitsu as well. I know Diego Lopez's jiu-jitsu is probably a little bit better than Yair's, but I think this would be a super fun matchup. And if that doesn't happen, I mean, Aaron Pico, he needs a fight. He's in the UFC now. Mobs are pulled out of his fight against Aaron Pico, leaves Aaron Pico with no opponent. I don't think many people want to fight him. But I mean, if you do Yair versus Aaron Pico, wow, what a good matchup this would be. Yeah, Aaron Pico has a good wrestling heavy style, but he has power in his hands as well. So I would really like to see this matchup. I mean, both guys have pretty similar long rangy builds. Either fighter, I would be super happy. Either matchup, I'd be happy with seeing. And I think Yair, I mean, he didn't take too much damage, so he can make a pretty quick turnaround. But the guy's like somewhat a little bit inactive. He fights like once a year now. And anyways, good to see him get a win. And I hope he's on that Guadalajara card versus one of these fighters. I think it would be really fun. Now, Paddy Pimblett, honestly, his performance was very shocking to me. I really didn't think that he was this good. I kind of doubted Paddy, and I'll be the first to admit that I was wrong. That Paddy's much better than I thought he was. He's improved a lot. Apparently, Paddy the Fatty is no more. After his last fight, he didn't balloon up like last time, which showed honestly his cardio was much better than his cardio in the Tony fight. So his cardio was holding up. I mean, I guess the guy knows like, oh shit, I'm gonna be fighting 5 rounds now. I need to focus. I can't be eating Big Macs and shit. So I mean, he looked really good. His striking was very good as well. Pretty crisp. His leg kicks were money in this fight, like I said they would be in my breakdown. So now what did he do? He beat Michael Chandler very convincingly, knocked him out, and well, TKO'd him in round three. Um, he has to fight someone in the top five for sure. So we'll see what's next for him. Patty called out basically all the top five. He called out Dustin, Charles, Justin, and Armin. Well, he said he doesn't really want to fight Armin. Well, listen, I mean, him versus Ilya Tapuria would be cool too because they had a little bit of history. But Ilya's fighting Charles, so I mean that's most likely gonna happen. So Charles is out, Ilya's out, and then Dustin is rumored to be fighting Max. So Dustin's out, Max is out. That only really leaves us with Armin or Justin, which I think both would be really fun matchups. If I mean, Armin would really test Paddy's grappling. I mean, Paddy has great grappling, and it would be a fun matchup against Armin. I think Armin's dynamic striking too would give Paddy a little bit of problems. And Justin, man, Justin always brings the fight. He always brings the brawl, and I think it would be really fun to see what would happen there. Because if Justin would get in close with the clinch, I think the uppercuts would give Paddy a little bit of a problem. But if Paddy doesn't engage in the brawl and he stays at range, I think he could even beat Justin Gaethje. So I think either of these matchups would be really good. But in my opinion, I'd rather see the Armin Sarukian matchup. I think it would be a little bit more fun. You could do that in Europe somewhere. You could give it a fight night main event, or you could put it on a main card of a European card. I think that would be super fun. I mean, Arman needs to fight a contender now. Dana said he's not going to get a title shot anymore until he fights someone. You have a lot of up and coming guys in lightweight. I don't understand why Islam would want to vacate the belt. There's a lot of good fights for him. And if he vacates now before fighting Ilya or the winner of Arman and Paddy, I think he's a pussy, honestly. I think he's a big pussy. So Michael Chandler, he's in a little bit of a tough spot here. I think he's 1-5 in his last six, which is a little bit rough, honestly, especially in the UFC lightweight division. The guy's 38, and honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest. He looked like absolute crap in this last fight. Maybe Patty just made him look like shit, but he couldn't get his rhythm going. He couldn't use his athleticism. Honestly, Patty had better athleticism than him. He looked a little bit gassed too, and he got split open by that knee. So he's in a tough spot. You don't really know what to do with him here. I mean, he has a big name, and the UFC probably pays him a lot, so he can't fight some like no name. Like honestly, I know who Grant Dawson is, but most casuals won't know, so they're gonna be like, I'm not gonna tune in. Michael, who is this guy, Grant Dawson? You know, so you have to fight. You have to put him against someone that the casuals are also gonna know. That people are gonna want to tune in and pay money to watch. And I know just like I said, people are gonna have to pay money. Who better than Money Moicano? I think this would be a good matchup for both guys. Moicano says he wants the easy fights, he wants the money fights. So let's give it to him. I mean, at this point, Chandler is going to be an easy fight for Moicano. I think it would be fun too if Chandler can make this a brawl and if he can pick up another win. Like I think this would be a little bit closer than what people think, but I do have Moicano winning this fight if they do make this fight. But I think this is honestly the only thing you could do now for Chandler because he's lost against like almost everyone in the top 10, so he doesn't deserve to fight in the top 10 anymore. And it's like, what, you're gonna give him an unranked opponent? Like, no, you have to give him someone ranked in the top 15 at least if he's still gonna continue fighting. In my opinion, Chandler should retire because like I don't really see any future for him in the company besides just putting on exciting fights because his fights are exciting every time he fights. But if so, like now you have the blueprint to beat him. If, just don't engage with in a brawl with him and just jab him and leg kick him. I mean, people already knew that. But anyways, I think Moicano, this will be a good fight. So I'd like to see it. Now Volk he just won his belt back. He's the king of featherweight again, and he's in a little bit of a weird position now because in featherweight there's a lot of guys that are up and coming, but like no one that I could really say, oh, like this person guaranteed is the number one contender. He deserves a title shot. The only other person was like, I guess Diego Lopez, but like other guys that have like a little bit dodgy records and not dodgy, but like most people are coming off a loss or like if they aren't coming off a loss, they already lost to Volk or someone who is coming off. Like it's very weird in featherweight right now. There's not really, you don't really know what to do. You don't really know who deserves the shot more than anyone else. But I know Volk. He's gonna probably want to defend the belt at least once, and I don't know if we're talking about retirement over here. I mean, Volk looked amazing in his fight against Lopez, but the guy's 38. I mean, he has probably like one more year, 2 more years at the top of the UFC. Uh, I hope they do his first title defense of the second reign in Sydney, and we'll see who it's up against. I'm matching Volk against Movsar Evloev. Do I believe Movsar really deserves this shot? I mean, not really. I mean, the guy barely ever fights. Since the Diego Lopez fight, he only ever took 2 fights. He has the one against Arnold Allen and another one against Aljamain Sterling, both decisions. I don't think he won the Arnold Allen fight, in my opinion, but whatever. He did win that Aljamain Sterling fight. It was close, but I mean, not close, but like, I mean, the guy's supposed to be this fucking Dagestani goat, and I don't know, whatever. Anyways, it was a fun matchup. I think it's a good matchup for Volk because Mobstar has like pillow hands. He doesn't have one knockout. Yeah, oh, never mind, he does, but 16% of his wins. I don't think any of them are in the UFC as knockouts, so it doesn't count. He has all decision wins in the UFC. Every single one of them. Decision, 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 decision. This is an easy win for Volk, in my opinion. If Islam can't submit Volk, if Diego Lopez couldn't even take him down, if freaking Brian Ortega couldn't submit him, I highly doubt Movsar Evloev is going to submit him. He's not even going to lay on top of Volk. Volk's way too strong. I think this is going to be a good matchup for Volk, a good win for Volk, and I'd really like to see him defend that title in Sydney. This is the only matchup that kind of makes sense. I mean, Movsar is number 2 ranked, and he's coming off a pretty long win streak. So I mean, I guess give him the title. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, I wish there was a really like a more fun matchup that I could make here, but there's a lot of up and coming contenders for sure. So this division is going to be very, very stacked in the future, and I look forward to seeing the future's division. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. This was fun to make. I mean, it's always fun to wishful thinking on some of like the best matchups you could have. I think honestly the UFC should make most of these matchups that I said. They make sense. It will be fun for the fans, and it makes sense for the division. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys made some money on the picks.